All right, Sean to FightHype.com here, joined with the Fighting Marine, the super featherweight champion of the world, Mr. Jamel Herring. Jamel, man, what's going on? We got the monster here, Inoue. Are you a monster guy? You like watching him fight?
Definitely, one of my favorite fighters. In my opinion, top 3 in the world. However you want to put him, but definitely here for that. But more importantly, I'm here to do some commentating for Top Rank tomorrow night. So I'll be handling the international broadcasting for Top Rank, and I will be calling not only his fight, but Michaela's and the Adam Lopez fight and Dog Bay fight as well.
Did you spar with Michaela? She's been sparring everybody lately.
Oh, she spars everybody. Yeah, she spars everybody. Michaela is definitely about her craft, so I give her that. She's a tough girl. She's getting a lot better over time. Like, she's falling from that amateur style and she's forming more of a pro style, I would say. But yeah, she's definitely ready.
And Jamel, you know, the big news last week, Bob Arum, I'm talking with him, he says that it looks like it'll be you and Shakur Stevenson next.
Right.
What do you think about that fight?
It's a good fight, especially for the sport of boxing. That's what's next, then that's what's next. I'm not straying from it. I know my team is working in the background. Shout out to everyone at MTK. They're definitely doing their job and grinding in the background to make sure that everything's being taken care of. But that's what it is. That's what it is.
Was part of you, maybe a little disappointed because the direction you wanted was a unification with Athens?
Yeah, I mean, it is what, like I said, Shakur and his team, they've been very patient. So there's no room to really complain. You know what I mean? Like, they've been patient, so I will say that. But of course, you want to have another world title on the line, and I know with the Valdez fight that would also have placed the lineal world championship on the line as well. And that's always been one of my main objectives, to be the lineal champion in whatever division I compete in. Because if it wasn't for that, I was really just planning on just going back to lightweight. But if the big fight is with Shakur right now, then so be it.
What do you think of his performance last week? What'd you make of his performance?
I mean, I'm not knocking it. He got the W. I know he's been taking a lot of criticism throughout the past week or whatever, but I mean, he won. So it is what it is. Obviously, people expected more. Especially with the build-up and how everyone's been portraying him as the next Floyd. So of course, when you put that into play, people expect a lot more out of you. But the man got the W, so it's whatever.
In your last fight, great performance against Carl Frampton.
Thank you.
You used that length beautifully, and you're the bigger guy here, the taller guy. Do you feel like because of that, he'd have to be the guy that comes after you, and you'd be able to fight more of the same type of fight you've been fighting, as opposed to him?
It all depends. Like I always say, you have to, for one, you have to go with the flow with your team. The team, like my team, they always come up with great game plans, so I always follow them first. And then I basically, within the fight, you pick up whatever your opponent throws at you. So you make those adjustments. So I really can't say, again, it's about the size and things of that nature. But I definitely have to be on my best A game and be sharp. Regardless of people may think about it as that performance, he's still a good fighter, and you never want to fall asleep behind the wheel, as like guys like Andre Ward and Tim Bradley always say on the telecast. But yeah, you still gotta bring your A game. But I'm not really like I said, I'm not running from the fight at all. Like you see, like everyone thought I was gonna vacate, but nah. Like I said, of course I want, like I said again, I wanted to battle this fight, but that's a good fight. It's a good fight as well. And if we gotta go that route, we're gonna go that route.
Did you personally, one way or the other, feel that he got too much criticism in the second half of that fight, or because
honestly, I was in the venue,
right.
So I didn't watch the fight on TV, so I can't tell you. My opinion.
Live at the fight, were you saying he can do more, or were you saying this is fine?
Of course, because of course.
Right.
Like I said, he was working with his team. Was working alongside my team, so I know what they expect, and I know what they bring to the table when you combine all that type of knowledge and talent within one camp. So of course, I actually thought he was gonna stop that guy, because the guy Jeremiah to me was pretty much one-dimensional. If you really look at the fight, he's just following and looking for the right hand, and he only fought the last 15 seconds of the fight when he tried to go after Shakur. So, and even when Shakur let his hands go, he was, opening him up for a lot of things. It's just that at times it seemed like he just let off with the gas.
Right.
And I guess that's why he's probably getting a lot of criticism from the media and the public and things of that nature. But it is what it is, you know what I mean? For me, Shakur has always been a defensive first type of fighter. So that's like, for them to basically much, have an issue with it now is crazy, because if you really watch, that's how he always, he's always been fighting. But I guess because due to everyone around that build-up placing placing the high expectations, that's where all the issues came from in terms of that. But to me, he's always fought the same.
Is sometimes there's, whatever, criticism, whatever, you yourself as a fighter or other people feeling like you could do more, does that sometimes help you into your next performance? Because you dealt with that, and then
exactly. I'm no strangers to that.
Right.
You guys seen how I was treated after the Kendo fight, but I just use it like I really believe in the aspect they say boxing is 80% mental, 20% physical, because a lot of that is mental. You got, that you go into the ring. Of course, you're expected to be in shape and, physically and ready for any fight. But a lot of the mental aspect plays into it. So with that being said, you gotta, you gotta take the good with the good and the bad with the bad at times. And for me, I didn't let it eat me up. I didn't, I've taken a lot of, I've taken a lot of criticism, not just throughout after the Okenda fight, but probably throughout my career.
Yeah.
The Shavakar fight and things of that nature, but for me, it only makes me better. And when people doubt me, of course, that makes me stronger as well. Even with this fight, they'll doubt. People have their doubts.
Yeah. What have you thought about that? It's like you come off a great performance, and yet it's like
still
people feel it's almost like a foregone conclusion. The young guy's gonna.
Of course. But that doesn't bother me. Like I said, you just look at me right now. I'm not worried about that.
You look pretty happy.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about the fight or anything at all. I'm just actually waiting to hear what's next in terms of the negotiation process, but I'm not worried because I've been there before.
Not worried, but do you have any thoughts on it? Like, really, y'all still think I'm this big underdog?
I think.
Didn't I at least earn being a slight underdog?
You know what it is for me?
Yeah.
I feel like I'll get my just due after everything's said and done. So I don't really worry about that now. I'll get my, like I said, I do have, I do respect those who are behind me, though. So I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful, but. I mean, look at guys like my boy Sean Porter, for instance. Mm-hmm. Especially in that division, they'll probably put him in the same category. Like Sean will always be, maybe the B side of things in terms of opposition, whatever. Not the business part, but Sean goes out there and Sean still fights his fight, and he'll prove you wrong. He'll turn a fight into a dog fight to where people will question like if he should have got the decision or not. And that's just that, and that's what I like about guys like Sean Porter, even guys that I even grew up watching, like Winky Wright. Look at Winky Wright's career. He didn't get his just due to later on in his career. So that's why I don't really care for the the praise or worry about the negativity. And I always say I'd rather be called underrated at times than overrated any day of the week. So I don't really, it doesn't really bother me as long as I go out there and fight my fight. And also, you think about it, that takes pressure off of me. They're not expecting me to do this, that, and nobody was expecting me to go out there and knock out Carl Frampton. Like people probably say that's probably one of my best performances of my career to date. And I'm getting older, but I'm not having a step behind. I mean, like I said last week, I think it was on FightHype, but I watch you guys all the time. But I think I was called, Shakur called me a B average fighter. That didn't bother me at all. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion. I took the high road. I could have went off enjoying the criticism that everyone else is giving them, but no, I don't.
Who's coming at your head, Jamel? The young lion is definitely.
Yeah, everyone is. It's part of the game. So that's why I don't really, like I said, I don't really get into the boxing chatter at all. It all matters when you get in that ring. So, and like I said, again, I have a great team, and you guys seen it since the last time I fell short, and I made that change. I've only gotten better.
And just to close on that fight, man, do you think it'll be a more entertaining fight than people might expect? Sometimes they say you put two good boxers, two counter punchers in there, and I think it winds up popping off.
I think it'll come down to where. Nothing against him, but it'll be an issue where I might have to press the action a lot more in that fight, because, like I said, if you let Shakur be comfortable, he's gonna do whatever he wants to do to you. If you let him dictate the pace, it's gonna pick you apart. So with that type of fight, you gotta be smart, but at the same time, you gotta take risk, and you gotta impose your will and force the action. So that's how I look at it.